Welcome back, bench warmers. Thank you guys for listening to that message from MyBookie. Be sure to sign up mybookie.ag today and use promo code BENCH. Secure your double deposit and be sure to get in on the action. Like we mentioned, if anybody scores in next Friday's Nuggets Mavericks game, you win plus 100 odds. So if you bet 25,
Avalanche.
Yeah, Avalanche. It's a long day. Okay, I wish this was our only job. That's why you got to keep using MyBookie. But if anybody scores in that game next Friday, you'll automatically win all your money back. You'll double your money because it's plus 100 odds. And now let's get into bench warmer of the week because we got to talk about. There's some bad performances.
There's a lot of bad performances.
Let's let you kick this one off.
Mine is the good old soul of Philadelphia. Ben Simmons has returned. He has come back to practice, except he doesn't know what's waiting for him on opening night. He has no idea what's waiting for him on opening night. He is going to be playing in front of his own fans who have been chanting "fuck Ben Simmons" at wrestling shows. He is going to be booed mercilessly. The poor guy, first of all, the holdout didn't work.
No.
You only lost a lot. You lost a ton of money missing preseason games, and here we are in the regular season, where if you show your face at all, you step on the floor, you are going to be booed out of the stadium like no other. It's going to be. I feel bad for the guy almost because it's going to be bad, and Ben Simmons is going to be. Honestly, if you're Doc Rivers, don't play him. Don't play him because don't have him sit in a press box somewhere where he's out of the way and just have him practice.
Work out a trade for him. Get that guy out of there and get something back for him.
Have him be DNP because of injury, but it's really not injury. It's because of.
Can you unvaccinate somebody? Because if he gets unvaccinated, he technically can't play.
Yeah,
right?
like poor guy. I'm gonna feel so bad for him. That's a bench one of the week because poor guy's gonna have to deal with BS all season.
Yeah, it's going to be a long year for Ben Simmons. My bench warmer of the week, the Iowa Hawkeyes. That was terrible what happened on Saturday. And it nullifies their biggest win because that Penn State win doesn't really mean all that much anymore because you got a terrible loss, so your great win doesn't look as good. And now you got to run the table for the rest and hope that some other people lose ahead of you. I think you got to hope that Oklahoma lose. And I think you probably have to hope that Alabama loses in the Iron Bowl because if Alabama's one loss, I think they're getting in over Iowa with one loss if it comes down to that. So Iowa, my bench warmer of the week. I really hope that Purdue keeps winning because if they do, they might end up winning or representing the Big Ten West in the conference championship.
That would take a lot.
No, all they got because they're only one game behind Iowa. Iowa loses one game, it's all over.
But you got to remember the rest of that schedule. That's the only problem.
Yeah. Josh Allen is a fucking beast.
He is an animal.
That play down at the sideline where he just dove and got the first down. Jesus.
God damn it.
I'm glad. I feel like with my quarterback now, I feel dirty watching all the other quarterbacks. Like I'm cheating on Joe. I was like, oh no, Joe, what are you doing? I didn't know that you'd be home. I thought you were going to the mall.
It's watching a ghost for me.
Yeah, it's bad for you.
It's
but I'm
like watching. God damn it, that could be us.
You don't knock anymore? What do you mean knock? We're in the living room. I don't know. I'm just watching football. That's all.
I was watching Josh Allen play Derrick Henry. That's all.
All right, let's get into Week 7 of the FEOTB Pickem. Niko pretty much solidified his win, unless he has some weeks where he just falls apart.
Yeah.
Now you've got a lead where you can be conservative.
I can be comfortable. I can pick some BS shit.
Yeah, we'll see. You had the best week out of anybody. Benchwarmers were second. Niko was 11-2. Looks like he'll be 12-2 if the Bills are able to pull this off. Everybody picked Buffalo to win the Monday night game. So you win 11-2 right now, 67-24 overall. I'm sitting at 53-43, so I'm still second overall, but I had a 6-7 week. I had a dog shit week. Started off really strong.
Very tough week.
Started off really strong, but then the Broncos fucked me. I'm so happy I get to say that now because all it was last year was the Bengals fucked my pick, and now it's the Broncos. And the Steelers, they fucked me.
They fucked you too. Right. And good old Geno Smith. You bet on Geno Smith.
Benchwarmers went 8-3-2 on the week. We had 2 more ties, so they're 50, 34, and 8 on the season.
Yeah, I'm just increasing this lead slowly but surely.
We'll see. I think that there's a chance. There's always a chance, mathematically.
I'll tell you right now, there is a chance this week. I picked a lot of BS games.
Oh,
I'm going to tell you right now.
here we go.
This is really
let's get into it. Thursday Night Football, Denver at Cleveland. Broncos on a short week after that abortion they just put on the field on Sunday. And the Browns honestly didn't look great either. Baker's got an injured left shoulder. And
no Baker, no Kareem Hunt, and no Nick Chubb. You know what that spells? A trap game. I'm picking the Broncos. I said it that I want this team to tank, but I don't know what I'm going to do anymore because you know what? This team will win stupid-ass games. They always do this. They lose games that they probably have a better shot at winning, and then they pull shit out of their ass. And this is one of the shit out of their asses because the Browns have been banged up, and after a great start to the year, Browns 3-3, they're struggling a little bit.
yeah, I'm interested because the way that the Broncos have been beat the last 2 weeks is people are running past their secondary. The Browns don't really have anybody that can run past their secondary. And now they don't have a running back that can run through their shitty run defense. I don't know. I'm going with the Browns because I'm pissed at the Broncos. The Broncos. I was like, oh, I'm 3-0 with the Broncos.
I would have 100% picked the Browns if it wasn't for Baker, Kareem, and Chubb. Also no Jarvis Landry. So it's going to be, I don't even know who their backup quarterback is, throwing to OBJ basically for their whole offense.
The backup quarterback is Case Keenum.
Oh shit! Oh no, we're gonna lose to Case Keenum. Yep, no, that's
revenge game. Case Keenum.
Damn it! I should have picked the Browns. That's the nail in the coffin.
All right.
That's gonna be the salt in the wound.
It'll be interesting. And Josh Allen did just fumble on a 4th and goal, so actually it looks like we're all gonna lose.
They missed the 4th and 1. They did, so we both lost that one. Unfortunately.
Yep. So Niko will be 67-25. I'll be 53-44. Damn it! I like staying 10 ahead of my losses. And then the bench warmers will be 50, 35, and 8. So everybody's still relatively in the same spot. Nothing major changes, but that is a little bit disappointing. I lost $20, or lost out on $80.
I hate to see it.
I don't like it. But let's get it. Our second game now. Washington football team going to Green Bay to the man that owns the city of Chicago. I'm picking Green Bay.
I'm picking Packers too. Washington looks bad. They look very, very bad. Tyler Heineke, whatever it is just struggling to get the ball out to Terry McLaurin. All you have to do is just give McLaurin space and let him do whatever he wants, but they're struggling to give him any time.
Yeah.
And Green Bay, as bad as their defense is, this offense still has one of the best QB receiver duos in the NFL.
And a really good running back,
Jones. 2 great running backs.
Decent
also,
offensive line, decent. Not great anymore.
Not with Bakhtiari injured still.
Billy Turner, shout out Billy Turner because he played like a monster in his last year in Denver. But he's a great run blocker, not a great pass blocker.
But I mean, when you have number 12 behind there,
it doesn't
good
really
things
matter.
happen.
Yeah,
Let's
it
just
doesn't.
say good
Doesn't
things
really
happen.
matter. But we're both going on the Packers. The Washington, man. I'll talk a little bit more about that whole situation, but it was. This whole email situation is tainting so many other things, and I was so disappointed with the way that happened this weekend, but I'll talk more about it in the next segment. Next game, Cincinnati at Baltimore. The Ravens have had the Bengals number for years now.
For your whole life.
Yeah. Not because, Andy Dalton and Marvin Jones, Andy Dalton and Tyler Boyd knocked the Ravens out of the playoffs and got Buffalo in for the first time, if you remember, a couple years ago. So it's not all been bad, but since Lamar Jackson took over, Lamar Jackson also has the Bengals on a leash. He has a pet tiger. He's like Tyson now.
It's the I own you, but we're only in year 4 of this.
Yeah.
I'm riding the Baltimore.
I am as well.
Your team's good. You're not up to Baltimore standards.
No, I'm just hoping really.
I think you could make a game out of when they come to Baltimore, or when they come to Cincinnati. But I don't think the game in Baltimore is a little bit different.
I'm just hoping that they put up a fight and they don't give up. Like, I want the game to be close. I'll give myself like 10 points. If we're within 10, if we lose 30-20 or 31-21 at some point, like they score 4 touchdowns, kick a field goal late, I'll take it. But if we get blown out, I'm gonna be in a bad way next week because I don't know. Like, this Bengals team could go one or two ways. It could go really well from here, or it could go really poorly. And I don't want it to go poorly, so I'm hesitant on the Bengals. But we're both on the Ravens. Chicago, Tampa Bay, next game up.
I'm not going to hesitate. It's Tampa Bay.
Yep.
It's not even a question.
Even though the game was close last year, and Tom Brady had the meltdown where he thought actually the Bears won.
Yeah, I think it was the
Bears.
Was that against Chicago?
That was Chicago. It was a Thursday night game, and Tom Brady thought he got an extra down.
I'm still not betting against that.
I'm not. I'm betting for me.
Yeah, I am. The Bears aren't there yet. They're not. They're not.
No, I think the Bucs
Also,
have,
calm down with Justin Fields hype. He would not have won the Broncos any football games either this year. So relax on the whole Justin Fields shit.
Yeah, it's neither here nor there because it wouldn't even matter. It'd be the same situation. Kansas City at Tennessee next game. Chiefs kind of bounced back, but they looked like shit in the first half.
And that's why I'm rocking with Tennessee here.
Ooh.
I'm rocking with Tennessee.
I did this before the Monday night.
I picked it before the Monday night game too. And the one kryptonite that the Kansas City has is their inside linebackers are trash, and then also Danny Sorensen is god awful. Tyrann Mathieu looks to why the fuck are you not doing anything rather than changing the plays himself. This Chiefs team is so goddamn selfish, and this Titans team isn't. The Titans lost the Jets. They did. That happened. Yes, that happened. But this Titans team also pumped the Bills and also has probably one of the best 1, 2, 3 punches in football with Derrick Henry, Julio Jones, and A.J. Brown. All healthy, are goddamn animals.
Well, we're almost to Tractorcito season, and that's why I was
we're already there.
I think we are.
We're already there.
This was the coming out game for Tractorcito season. He had 143 yards on Monday.
He also had like 200 yards 3 weeks ago before the Jets game.
Yeah, well, this is the time of year. It's getting cold. Who wants to tackle a 250-pound man?
Do not know.
Especially because he's going to get the ball 25 times in the game. So I'm not tackling him that much. But I'm going with the Chiefs because I don't know.
This Chiefs defense is
if they're gonna
terrible.
Here's the thing about the Chiefs. If they're going to turn it around and be the team that we thought they were going to be, this is the game that they do it.
Well,
I don't know if they can lose another game and then still they'll be able to come back and be wild card, but the Chargers
the
are going to
Chiefs have the pathway back to the first seed. You saw the Broncos did. The Raiders don't have a coach, and the Chargers just got pumped. There's a pathway.
Who's the best team in the AFC? AFC's kind of down this year.
The AFC was the Bills.
The Bills,
The
yeah.
Bills,
the
the
Bills
Titans.
just lost to the Titans, who the Titans have a really bad loss. I honestly think that the NFC is better than the AFC this season.
Yeah.
So
I would say Bills, Titans, and Ravens are the top 3 teams.
Yeah.
And I think those top 3 teams beat the best top 3 teams over there outside of Tampa Bay. Because I don't think
I
those
don't know. The Cardinals,
Yeah.
we've been kind of
I'm
in
not
and
sold
out on the
personally.
Cardinals. I'm almost not sold too, but that was a team that we both said the Browns last week. We were getting ahead of ourselves.
Browns just.
But we're split on the KC Tennessee game. Next game on the list here, Atlanta going to Miami. I'm on the Falcons.
Oh, you are now? After I've tried to harp it for 3 weeks now? They win stupid games.
Yeah, they do. And Matt Ryan, I trust Matt Ryan more than I trust Tua in his current situation. And I don't think that they're going to get that situation figured out. You just went across the pond to get beat by a team who hadn't won a game in 24 straight NFL games.
It's the battle of the London teams, Atlanta. I think Atlanta can do some stuff. Like I said, Calvin really still an animal.
Yeah.
And they figured out Cordell Patterson is a top 15 running back in the game, I guess.
And Kyle Pitts has kind of showed up. Kyle Pitts had a touchdown yesterday.
2 weeks ago he showed that when they use him correctly, he can be that Julio Jones type player.
He was just throwing a fucking fade in the corner of the end zone.
Yeah.
Every single time.
Arthur Smith realizes he has his Derrick Henry and Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the same, obviously, offensive scheme, but you have your when in doubt, give it to that guy and just let him go.
Put Matt Ryan in the shotgun, have Kyle Pitts single receiver high, and run a fade because no corner is tall enough to jump with him. It's almost like a DK Metcalf situation, except I think Kyle Pitts might have some more football sense.
Yeah.
DK Metcalf is a football dummy. And did you see he was going at
Shannon
Sharp?
Motherfucker, you don't know what you're talking about.
3-time Super Bowl champion.
Also, like, Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Was
the leading receiver for tight ends for a long time. He held that record for a long time. I think.
Shannon Sharp in today's game would be the deadliest weapon in football. Shannon Sharp was way ahead of his prime.
He'd be better. He'd probably beat out DK Metcalf for his receivers, probably.
Yeah, like he was a different animal.
Yes.
Like, just chill. You are not there yet, buddy.
Atlanta or Miami?
I'm going Atlanta. I'm not taking Miami here.
Yeah, it's tough to. With what the Dolphins have shown the last 2 weeks, it's tough to bet on them. Next game up, New York going to New England for the first time.
New England showed a lot last week at home. But the Jets, for some whatever reason, just scare me. Since it's New England, there's a 0.0000% chance the Jets win this football game because it's in New England, and it's like fucking seeing Aaron Rodgers in Chicago.
Yeah.
Whenever the Jets enter Gillette Stadium, bad things happen. It doesn't matter who they have, Rex Ryan, Mark Sanchez, or if you're seeing Tom Brady or if you're seeing Mac Jones, bad things happen when you face the Patriots in Foxborough. There's a 0% chance the Jets win this game.
Yeah, and I think, Mac Jones isn't where I think he's going to be better. He's not at his peak yet.
He played very, very well.
I was very impressed with the way he threw that pick six late in the game and gave Dallas a way back in. And he answered right back with a touchdown pass.
Right back after at Trayvon Diggs.
Yeah, he has. We didn't end up releasing the episode, but we talked to Charlie and we both asked him point blank because we were like, Mac Jones does not look like the best quarterback in the country. What is it about him? He's a leader. He knows what he's supposed to do in the game, and he's proven that he's a great weapon for this Patriots team. I think it's the best situation for the rookie.
They are doing what they need around him now. What you got to do if you're the Patriots is just get him weapons in the offseason or in free agency
and shore up their
draft.
defense because that defense
losing Gilmore, obviously trading him away also hurts. But
I don't know why they did that because then yesterday
you get draft picks in return for, and Panthers were desperate for another defensive guy.
Yeah, but then the Cowboys won overtime with the play that they didn't get to run because of a false start penalty. They ran the same exact play, and it was wide open again. Like, Tony Romo was right. I hate Tony Romo as a commentator. I can't stand him.
I like him.
I know. You either hate him or you love him, but I can't stand the way he does it. But he was right. That's the same exact play. CeeDee Lamb came off a little bit. They had everything else blocked. CeeDee Lamb was the only route besides a little tight end, like, delayed route. And they couldn't cover it.
Oh, it was beautiful because that was my death pick from last week. That was my survivor pick. And the Cowboys, I was mad about the Broncos game, but I was like, man, if I go 0-4 in fantasy, which I did this week, and the Broncos lose the Raiders at home, and I lose my survivor pool, it'll be all hell breaking loose for football.
Oh, that was your.
That was my survivor pick. That was my survivor pick because I saved the Bengals.
Shows you what I know because I said you should save the Bengals and apparently you shouldn't have.
No, I'm saving them for the fucking Jets in 2 weeks. That's why, or next week. Yeah. So there's a thought process behind this, but this week was I don't know where to go, so I went with the Cowboys. The Cowboys almost fumbled the bag. Luckily, good old Dak Prescott comes up big time. I was shitting bricks.
He's a stud. Dak is a stud. We're both on the Patriots in that one. Carolina going to MetLife and taking on the Jets. When it comes to gambling, you always want to make sure you're getting the best bang for your buck. That's why I always bet with MyBookie. At MyBookie, you can bet on all your favorite sports with exclusive promotions, contests, and more to find your winning bet. Right now, when you make your first deposit with MyBookie, you'll instantly receive double your first deposit.
It's easy. All you have to go to is mybookie.ag. Sign up, use promo code BENCH, all caps BENCH, and MyBookie will double your first deposit up to $1,000. How's that for fast money? Use your extra funds to bet on this week's biggest games, including the battle between the Chiefs and Titans, where you have airmail ball between Tyreek Hill and Patrick Mahomes, and then you have Smash Mouth football, Derrick Henry. Oh, there's also basketball too to bet on this week you can check out. Look for the score to run up quickly on any of those games, and always bet the over.
The promotion is only available for a limited time, so don't miss out. Head to mybookie.ag and use promo code BENCH, BENCH, and secure your double deposit bonus today. That's promo code BENCH, BENCH, all capitals, so you can double your funds to double your winnings. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Going to New Jersey, I was really impressed with what Carolina was able to do. That game was a lot closer because when the Vikings were leading early, I was like, oh, fuck, Niko got me again. Niko said it's the Vikings, and he's been saying the
Vikings have talent.
Yeah, they do.
People are sleeping on the talent the Vikings have.
Sam Darnold isn't as good as we thought he was after the first 3 weeks, but he's not terrible.
It's the Christian McCaffrey effect.
Yeah.
It's exactly it. That's all it is.
And they have no one else besides him in that.
So I'm saying DJ Moore is halfway decent, but when the defense can key on DJ Moore and make Sam Darnold beat them otherwise, then that makes life so much different. I think Carolina is a halfway decent team.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe
I think Chuba Hubbard, who's their backup running back, is good, but he should be like the third down back, and McCaffrey's the feature back, or he should be in there every now and then, like how Clyde Edwards-Helaire was last year.
Exactly. McCaffrey is the fucking X factor. Like it's not necessarily just what he does; it's having him on the field. Having him on the field, because you don't know if it's going to be a run, you don't know if he's going to be on a fucking X route, you don't know if he's going to cut outside. You don't know, and that's why what made Cam and Carolina so good a few years back was because Christian McCaffrey could do so many different things. And Chuba Hubbard is a great bruiser back, but he cannot do what Christian McCaffrey does for that offense. And Darnold, look, they just need McCaffrey healthy. Because I think this team could compete for maybe a wild card spot in the near future because of how top heavy the NFC is. But like, this Carolina team just doesn't do it for me. I'm gonna go the Giants here. It's weird, I know, but Danny Dimes,
he sucks at home.
He sucks at home. He does suck at home.
And he lost all of his weapons because Kadarius Toney was his last weapon that he had.
I think Saquon. There's a chance Saquon can get back, just because I only heard that because of my fantasy football team, and it's listed that he's gonna get points this weekend. So that's why I'm confident in it. So I'm going to go wild here. Like I said, I told you this week's going to be wild for me. So I'm going to go the Giants here for whatever reason. Because Carolina without Christian McCaffrey, I think is way too one-dimensional.
I'm going Carolina. I think that the Panthers are good enough to beat the Giants because I think the Giants are that bad. And Danny Dimes, he plays well on the road. He wins some weird games on the road. At home, I just don't know. I don't think that he's going to be good enough. And if Saquon plays, I don't think Saquon's going to be healthy enough to be a factor. So I'm going Panthers over the Giants. You got the Giants in that one. Next up, Philadelphia going to Vegas to play the Raiders. And I can't even, I'm so mad. I didn't take the time to, you all right, Booms? I didn't take the time to learn how to pronounce the Raiders guy, the special teams coordinator. Very Italian.
I had to ask the guy behind me who was a Raiders fan, hey, which one of these fuckers is your coach? He was like, I don't know. He straight up was like, I'm not sure which one he was. Because my family's tickets are on the Raiders sideline. I was like, yo, which one? Like, he was like, I don't know. I think it's that guy with the headset. Or wait, maybe it's that guy with the headset. I'm not sure.
Rich Bisicchia.
There you go.
That's who it is. Yeah, I think I like the way that the Raiders responded. I think that they want to play hard for Bisicchia, and I don't trust the Eagles. So I went with Vegas, especially at home in Vegas. I don't know. Philadelphia could scare me, could surprise me. This might be a game that I'm chalking up as a loss, but I'm on the Raiders for this one.
I'm going to go Philly here because I think that Pat McAfee put this out perfectly. He was like, well, you know, there's scandal games where you always hammer the other team. That scandal game was 2 weeks ago for the Raiders when it first came out, and then now the last week was the new coach game where it's very hard. You got to bet with a team with a new coach because they're going to come out firing for the new coach. And well, I think this game is the one that comes back, bites them in the ass, and where it was a honeymoon week last week, and I think this week is a little bit more of a taste of medicine. And I'm going to go Philly here because Jalen Hurts is really talented. Jalen Hurts is really talented, but for fuck's sake, learn how to run the football. Like it's not that hard.
If you watch the Eagles,
I know it's very hard, but do some option plays, do some play action, like just.
Miles Sanders isn't what they thought he was.
No, they're really not. Miles Sanders was supposed to be a top 10 running back.
Well, he was the guy. He took over for Saquon at Penn State, and everybody was like, "Yeah, Miles Sanders is great in college." That was college.
That was college.
That was college. Saquon's a beast, and he was the best running back in college football because he was the best athlete on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sanders just isn't doing it. They got to figure out how to run the football. But I like Jalen Hurts, and I think Jalen Hurts gets overlooked a lot. I think Jalen Hurts has a lot of talent, and I think he just has tough scenario.
He's played well. I'm worried about their defense. Everybody in the AFC West besides the Broncos has built an offense that replicates the Chiefs, and the Chiefs scored 6 straight touchdowns against the Eagles. So their defense doesn't know how to beat that
I
offense.
have my notes me saying that the Raiders offense could put up 6 touchdowns.
It's a toss-up. It's a coin flip game.
Then again, they did that to the Broncos, so who knows?
Next up, Detroit
Revenge game?
a double revenge game.
Double revenge
Matt
game.
Stafford gets to take his frustration out on the Lions, and
Goff gets to
take his frustrations out on Sean McVay.
Yeah, except Jared Goff is going up against Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey.
And has Cooper Kupp on the opposing offense, who is already on pace to have his best season, which his best season was 10 touchdowns and like 800 yards.
Poor Detroit. I think Detroit could be a 1-17 team. They're the last team that's
Are
winless.
we there yet?
They're the last team that's winless.
I know they are, but are we at the point? Because right now it's still super early, especially with 17 games. They'll have a bye, and they'll come off a bye, I think, maybe well.
No, I don't see them winning a division game. The Vikings was their shot. That was their chance.
Let's see.
I don't see them beating Justin Fields. I sure as hell don't see them beating Green Bay. This Lions team may be the Broncos. There you go. Maybe that one.
Well, Broncos are in Denver. So.
Yeah. But hey, the Raiders fucking did it. So maybe that's the game the Lions are looking at. It, man, we could get one back.
I think there's a major difference between the Raiders and the Lions.
There is, 100% is. But fuck,
I think maybe
we're gonna take mode by then.
At Atlanta might be the next most winnable game, but yeah, or maybe they host the Bears on Thanksgiving Day.
I'm not betting on that. No,
the Bears aren't
that's
great
a terrible
on
Thanksgiving game. Why the fuck do we always?
The Lions games are always bad.
But why do we always do this every single year?
Because the Lions have.
I know the Lions have that shit that they always play on Thanksgiving, but what the fuck? Sorry on a tangent here, but fucking Christmas Day basketball has always the best teams in the league. Why can't we do that with football?
Well, because I don't know why.
Cowboys are decent this year, so that game will be decent.
I don't know how the Lions got roped into always playing on Thanksgiving, but the game that I've actually really liked that's been on Thanksgiving last few, or at least a few times, was the Steelers and Ravens. And that's not this season. It's not scheduled for Thanksgiving night, but that was going to be the nightcap last season. It obviously didn't happen because it got pushed with COVID. That was when the Steelers played on Tuesday. It was Monday Night Football on Tuesday afternoon. No, we're both. I'm going Rams.
Yeah, this is my. Last week was my scare. This week is my coast in Survivor Week, and I'm picking the Rams. And I'm just not even going to check this score because I know this is going to be on Matt W.
We'll see. I think that it's going to be as well, but that's when crazy shit starts happening.
Yeah, that's true.
Houston going to Arizona. Turns out Houston fucking sucks.
Oh, they're bad. Oh, they are so bad.
Don't listen to anything I said about Davis Mills going back to our preseason podcast or last week when I said, maybe Houston could put one together. No.
Indianapolis
might fuck around and come back, at least get a wild. They're going to be second in that division at least.
That's not saying a whole lot.
Tennessee right now isn't going to lose to Indianapolis, but Tennessee 2 weeks ago when they lost to the Jets were. So, I don't know. I don't fucking know.
The Colts, maybe it was the Colts being halfway decent.
It could have been.
But I'm riding Arizona until the horses come home. They're gonna be 8-0, or is it 8-0?
This would be 7 or.
This may be 8-0, but this Cardinals team, I've been saying the last couple weeks, J.J. Watt and Chandler Jones is the difference.
This would be 7-0.
So 7-0. I'm hammering the Cardinals here. Only reason why I'm not picking the Cardinals here because Cardinals have no favorable matchup in 2 weeks. So I gotta save some of these good teams. The Cardinals are gonna kill them.
Yeah, I don't think
it's not gonna be close at all.
We kind of got to just give in to the fact that Arizona might be just a good team.
They are. They definitely are.
But by the way, plus 17 for Houston.
That's tough. I may take that plus 17 because it's very, very tough to do that in the NFL.
Yeah.
It really is. College football, it happens all the time.
Right.
NFL, it's very, very difficult to do that.
Plus 850 money line.
That's not the spread is.
I know the spread is better, but that's a huge number. That could trick some people. I don't know. And because Arizona, if Cliff Kingsbury's back, I might look at that one a little bit more in depth because I think Cliff Kingsbury actually holds the team back. But we'll see.
But Kyler and DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah. Kyler's playing. Kyler's balling right now. I think Kyler's MVP frontrunner right now.
Easily. Kyler or Lamar, and I would probably say Josh Allen quietly are all there.
Yeah. I think those three probably are all right up there. Next game up, Indianapolis going to San Francisco. The 49ers coming off of a bye, and Kyle Shanahan. So I'm picking the 49ers.
I'm picking the 49ers too. I don't know if we're going to have a Trey Lance signing because Jimmy Garoppolo was practicing on Monday. So I guess we'll see. But if it's Trey Lance or Jimmy G, the Colts don't do it for me. This is a game that's going to be I think could go either way though. Because if Jonathan Taylor has the game that he did on Sunday, like he did last week, this Colts team can dominate the game.
Yeah.
But
and
I don't.
49ers front seven is good pass rushing, but they're not great stopping.
Yeah, that's the only way they win this football game. But I cannot pick the Colts against this 49ers team because I think the 49ers are just still built to win now.
Yeah, their 49ers are in their window, and I think they're gonna be desperate and do whatever they can to try and make sure that they take advantage of it. So I'm on San Francisco for that one, and I think coming off a week.
Is that the Sunday night game?
That's the Sunday night game.
It's
Yeah.
kind of a shit Sunday, back-to-back shit Sunday night games.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not a great matchup. Hopefully the game.
That's probably the best close toss-up game of the week. I would say maybe Kansas City and Tennessee is the other one.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's not a lot of close matchups this week. I feel like.
New Orleans to wrap it up for next week's Monday Night Football game, going to Seattle. Saints coming off of a bye, and Seattle heartbreaking loss. They're gonna have to go with Geno Smith again. Geno didn't play poorly.
No,
yes, he fumbled the ball, but let's be honest, that was a amazing play. I've never seen that happen before in an NFL game.
I have through Von Miller in the Super Bowl.
He always beat the guy outside. He went inside and outside, came back and went against the tight end, tackle, and guard to then go punch the ball out and force the fumble. It's one of the best plays that I've ever seen. But, yeah.
Man, Russell Wilson going against air is their best chance of winning this game. New Orleans, I think, could want these guys. It's unfortunate we record on Mondays because I would have loved to watch this Bills game, the Titans game, all the way through. But I think I'm okay missing this Seattle and New Orleans Saints game. I think we'll be alright.
I think we'll be just fine at that point. That'll wrap up this week's session of the Pick'em. Hopefully, be sure to you guys vote in the Twitter polls coming out starting Thursday mid-morning. I try to post them around 11 or 12 o'clock. And be sure to check out the YouTube video if you miss any part of, or you can go back and listen because we're an on-demand podcast. But if you want to go check out the YouTube video, be sure to do that. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like and a comment. But be sure to vote along because the benchwarmers, they're catching me. I don't think they're going to be able to catch Niko. But I still have to sweat and keep looking over my shoulder. But that's week 7 of the FEOTB 2021 NFL Pick'em.